Welcome to the PMDRX DME Supplier Demo and Training module. Please note that all patient names, doctor names, and medical supply company names are fictitious for HIPAA compliance purposes. This training video has been designed to help you to understand how to sign in and navigate the PMDRX website as a supplier user. To view the PMDRX website, navigate on the browser of your choice to www.pmdrx.com. You may wish to bookmark this website for easy future access. Your access to PMDRX will be as a supplier user for the company you are working with. Your company will have a designated PMDRX account administrator who can view all activity of the company's PMDRX users and can set up new users or delete any user who is no longer active with the organization. When you have been set up as a supplier user by your organization's PMDRX account administrator, you will receive an email from PMDRX that will contain a link in the body of the email that will allow you to log in and set up your own personal secure password. Simply click the activation link in the email. If clicking the link does not work, copy and paste the link into your browser. You will also continue to progress through some additional pages to complete your password setup and login. You'll be required to accept the terms and conditions of use. You'll also have the option to set up your cell phone to be able to receive a secret code text message that will allow you to reset your password should you forget it. Once you have completed the setup process, you will be on your supplier home page. In the future, when you log in, you will immediately be taken to this page and you will bypass the previous pages. On this page, there's a number of areas that have information that we want to bring your attention to. On this page, there is a variety of information for you. The first thing you should do is check to view the supplier training list. This is a training list that will give you the ability to make sure you have performed the functions that you need to perform to be able to use the PMDRX website. This is not a complete training list, but it's a basic training list to help you get started. We'll also ask you to view the PMDRX Supplier Compliance Advisory. Compliance with CMS standards and regulations is a high priority for PMDRX. Please read the Supplier Compliance Advisory. After you have read the advisory, you can close that screen and continue. In the My Items area, you will note that you have referrals and exams that are pending, in process, and completed. You'll always be alerted to the fact of whether or not you have any new referrals from doctors in our system. Physicians can send you referrals directly through PMDRX. However, about 98% of the time, physicians will fax those referrals to you. When you receive a referral from a physician, you'll be able to communicate with that physician about processing the associated exam through the PMDRX website. In order to view your exam list, simply click on Clinician Exam. This will take you to a list of exams performed by physicians, nurse practitioners, physician's assistants, and other prescribing practitioners. The therapist exam list will give you the ability to view any exams that are pending, in process, or completed that have been performed by physical therapists. These would typically be functional mobility and seating assessments that are required when a physician has prescribed a Group 3 power mobility device. In order to access the exam information, simply click on the name of the patient, click to view the documents, and then on your final documents page, you'll be able to view all documents. We'll come back to this shortly. We're going back to the clinician's exam link. On this link, notice also that exams are sorted by type, whether they're orthotics exams or mobility exams. You'll also have a number of ways that you can search the website to determine how many exams are pending, how many are in process, and which exams have been completed. By checking or unchecking the color-coded boxes, you'll be able to select that particular exam option. So if you want to look at all completed exams, for example, just check the completed exams box. Let's take a look at an exam that we're going to search by a patient name. So we're going to enter the name of Doe, patient's last name, and we're going to do a search. We see now that John Doe is a mobility exam that has been completed. By clicking on John Doe's name, I'll be taken to a page that allows me to view the final documents. This is the patient information page. Now, nothing can be changed on this patient's information page. All information has been locked down because the doctor has already accessed it. You can click to view the final documents, and on this page you can view the documents collectively or individually. Let's view all exam documents collectively. So we're going to open an encrypted PDF document, and we'll have access to this completed documentation. Now, when a doctor completes an exam for you, you will receive an email notification the instant the doctor signs the exam. Our system will also date and timestamp the documents for you the very first time you access them. Notice on this page that we have an examination for an assistive mobility device. Now, the physician has entered all of the pertinent information about this patient's level of medical necessity. This is a very patient-specific examination. Notice that the patient's name is mentioned in this. Notice that there are references about whether or not he is a he, a him, a his, her, so on and so forth. So it's very gender-specific. Each and every exam is very specific to the patient examined. I'm going through this document quite quickly, but just to give you an idea of the comprehensiveness of the document. Now, when the physician has completed the exam, he will also electronically sign the exam, and his electronic signature will be authenticated. And he's acknowledging that he is entering this document as part of the patient's medical record. Additionally, our system will generate a letter of medical necessity. Now, the letter of medical necessity is for those payers that prefer to have a letter of medical necessity, and they may want that in addition to the SOAP exam notes above. It's identical information, just in a different format for those payers that want the LMN. You'll have a 7-element prescription that will detail the prescription for the mobility device prescribed. That is also electronically signed. Additionally, there's a final document that's called the e-signature protocol document. CMS and auditors will often ask suppliers for the electronic signature protocol when they see medical exam documentation or orders that have been electronically signed. The PMDRX electronic signature protocol details the attestation required by the clinician in order to sign the documentation. Everything about our e-signature protocol is totally Medicare compliant. Now, we will exit this documentation and move on with our demonstration. One of the things that you have access to is the ability to view the supplier profile. This details your company's information. On this page also is a list of users. Now, I'm signed in as an account administrator under the name of Bob Johnson. I can click on the name Bob Johnson, and I see that I am an account administrator. It says yes. Exams can be assigned to me, and I can also set up additional users or delete users. Let's take a look at how that is done. So what I'm going to do now is go back to the supplier profile page, and I am going to click to add a new user. I will put in the information for the new user that I am setting up and save the information. The new user will receive the email notification that I illustrated earlier and be able to sign in and activate their account. The clinician search feature is one where that you will search for doctors, and the easiest way to search is by entering the clinician's NPI number. If you don't find the clinician based on the way that you're searching, try multiple searches. Also, if you can't find the physician in the PMDRX database, you can add that prescribing clinician to the database. In order to do that, you must have the physician's personal information. In order to sign up a new clinician, you'll be required to get that clinician's permission. The reason that you need to get a clinician's permission is because when that clinician is signed up, he or she will receive the activation email from PMDRX that will allow them to log in and set up their own personal secure password. In order to set up a new doctor, you'll need the NPI number and an email address that they will use for the PMDRX account. You'll also be required to enter practice information for the clinician. Let's go back to our home page and let's look at other information on the page. Remember, we talked about how you can have referrals sent to you through the PMDRX website. When you receive a new clinician referral, it simply lets you know that you have a new referral from that doctor who added that referral to your list through the PMDRX website. You'll be able to log in once you receive that email notification and retrieve that referral. Another feature in the PMDRX website is the access to resources and training material. There's a troubleshooting guide and a user guide and other information to help you to maximize your effectiveness with PMDRX. For example, the Supplier user guide gives you step-by-step information as how to navigate the PMDRX website. Simply go to the document and search for whatever it is that you're looking to be able to do. To add a clinician to the database, simply click Add a Clinician to the database. You will then be taken to the page that gives you step-by-step instructions on how to add the doctor to the database. Other training and resource information you have under your Resources and Training link will help you, again, to maximize your efficiency with the PMDRX website. Let's take a look at how you set up a new exam for a prescribing clinician. On the clinician exam search page, simply click Set Up New Patient Exam. The Set Up New Patient Exam tab is just above your patient exam list. When you click that tab, you have the exam type option. In this case, we're going to say it's an orthotics exam. Again, search for the clinician, select the state that the clinician is in, and click Search. We're going to select Gym Clinician in this case, and we're going to select him to assign this patient to. I don't need to enter any notes for this particular clinician at this time. Let's enter a patient name. So we're going to say this patient's name is Nancy Williams, so I will put in Nancy Williams, and I'll put in any other information that I have that the physician has already sent to me. And for demonstration purposes, though, at this time, we won't add any other information. We'll simply save the entry. Now notice that that adds the patient's name to our patient exam list. It also sent that patient name to the physician's exam list, so that when the doctor signs in, that patient's name is there waiting, and all he has to do is simply click on it and start processing the exam. Now, it's important to understand that your exam list is very specific to your company. No other company will ever see your referrals and exams, nor will you ever see another PMDRX company's referrals and exams. Physicians, however, when they sign in, they must have access to all exams and all companies that they're working with. So they'll be able to see a variety of patient exams and referrals that they've assigned to various companies. The physicians you work with may refer to your company exclusively. Let's now return to the home page. We've reviewed clinician exams. We've reviewed the link to therapist exams. We've reviewed the clinician's link and how to set up a new clinician and a new exam for a clinician. We've looked at the supplier profile page, and we've reviewed the resources and training page. For account administrators, there's a report feature that allows the account administrator to search an exam summary by date range or by user and the associated date range. We have now completed the PMDRX training. If you have any questions at any time or need a customer support representative to assist you, please call our customer support department at 888-697-6379. If our customer support representatives are on the phone, please leave a message and your call will be returned as soon as possible. Thank you for attending this training session.